Hello there, Toby Charles here in a snow-covered Mungersdorf Stadium in Cologne for one of the top games of the day in the West German National Football League. And there's Gunter Netzer, by the way, ex-German national player, ex-Mönchengladbach player, now the general manager of Hamburg. Hamburg, the opponents of league leaders FC Cologne today in the Mungersdorf Stadium, and Cologne playing from left to right, kick-off. Now Cologne playing all in blue, and just for those people who've got black and white sets, all I can say is that, as I said, Cologne are playing from left to right, and Hamburg have got these slightly darker shorts. They've got red shirts and black shorts. So Cologne with Norman on the ball now, and straight away let me give you the two teams. FC Cologne, as I said, the league leaders, under their trainer Hennes Weisweiler, with Toni Schumacher in goal. Then the back four of Knopke number 2, Gerber number 5, Strack number 4, Zimmermann number 3. In midfield, Kuhlmann number 6, Heinz Flohr, the captain, number 8, Neumann number 10. And then the three front runners, the Belgian international Roger van Gool outside right with the number 7, Dieter Müller number 9, Presteen number 11. Hamburg with Rudi Kargas in goal. Their trainer, by the way, the Turk Orkoç Özcan. Kargas in goal. And the back four of Buljan number 2, Nogli the captain number 3, Kaltz number 6, and Rip number 5. In midfield, Memering number 4, Satchik number 7, Magath number 10, and then the three front runners, Reimann number 9, Keller number 8, and Volkert number 11. The referee, Mr. Lin, a very experienced referee from Alten Dietz. And there, by the way, Manfred Kaltz, the Hamburg and West German international sweeper. Magath, as I was saying, a snow-covered stadium. The groundsmen have done very well to get most of the snow off the pitch, but as you can see, there's still plenty of snow on it, and the conditions very, very difficult underfoot. That ball breaking loose there, right across the face of the Cologne goal. It's been snowing for about, on and off anyway, for about the past 24 hours. And of course, the ground frozen hard underneath. Nearly all the players wearing tights and also wearing gloves as well. I myself would be wearing a fur coat if I was out there. Heinz Flohr, the captain of Cologne, gaining a throw-in. There's young Presteen, number 11. Not a bad crowd here, actually, in the Mungersdorf Stadium, considering the conditions. Hamburg getting that ball away, but not very far. Still Memering, nodding it down. Volkert and Knopke having a go at each other. Kuhlmann inside to Neumann. Neumann will try one. Oh, just past that post. And of course, that's a good idea in this weather to shoot all the time from outside the area, because the pitch very slippery indeed. And as you can see, it's snowing all the time. And I was saying, not a bad crowd, about 25,000. Very good, in fact, considering the conditions here. It's very, very cold outside our commentary box. Magath pushing it all the way back. Kaltz. Magath again. Hamburg, by the way, without their English international Kevin Keegan. He's been suspended after being sent off at a friendly at the start of the new year. So Kevin Keegan out of the Hamburg side for 8 league games. He's got a couple more games of suspension to face, and then he'll be back in the Hamburg team. Neumann, regarded by many now as one of the best midfield players in Germany. Good run here. Hamburg on the attack, and Toni Schumacher coming off his line very quickly before Keller could get to the ball. And Schumacher doing the only thing possible, putting it out of play for a throw-in. At the present moment, Cologne, as I said, at the top of the table, 2 points clear of their nearest rivals, the reigning West German champions, Borussia Mönchengladbach, and also Hertha Berlin. Hamburg at present 8th in the table. They've had a disappointing season by their standards anyway, and we're expected to do a lot better this season. Van Gool. Van Gool holding onto the ball well there, but then a bad back pass. There's Özcan, by the way, the Turkish trainer of Hamburg. Koln keeping the ball in play. That ball back to Kargas. Floor now. He's got Knopka outside him. There's the pass. Knopka with the cross. Knopka again. First time effort there by Neumann. But he slipped just slightly on the surface. Young Herbert Neumann. Neumann is such an elegant player, actually. He's got just a fine sense of balance that he should do well on a surface like this. As should some of the smaller players like Van Gool, and possibly Prestine on the left wing. There's Van Gool now. Oh, against the bar. What a beautiful shot by Roger Van Gool. Hennes Weisweiler, nearest the camera there with the glasses on. Now watch how Van Gool just hit that ball with the outside of his right boot. He saw Kargas was off his line, put it over Kargas' head, and then had the bad luck to see it rebound back off the crossbar. Well, what a good effort there by Van Gool, by the Belgian international. Van Gool again, and it's there! This time he's made no mistake at all. Roger Van Gool has put Cologne in the lead. Just outside the area, and with his left foot as well, beating Kargas, the ball going into the far corner of the net. And that's unusual for Roger Van Gool. It doesn't seem to please Hennes Weisweiler very much, but still, there's not much that makes him laugh. Well, there's the confirmation. Roger Van Gool getting that goal, as I said, with his left foot. He doesn't get many with his left foot. And naturally, Gunter Netz, the new Hamburg manager, not looking very happy either. Coleman now. Knopka. Knopka must have been offside there. Oh no, it's a free kick. Now, I don't know what that was for. Could possibly have been obstruction on Coleman. There's Floa. It looks as if Floa's going to take it. He can bend them, of course, but Neumann's there as well. Van Gool in the wall. There's Floa and Kargas. So what a great start for FC Cologne. A goal up after only 8 minutes. That's the kind of start you want. Neumann again, he seems to be everywhere today. So far having a great game in midfield. Cologne actually have been a bit off colour in the last couple of matches. They've lost 2 of their last 3 games, both of them away from home against Brunswick by a 1-0. The other one against Schalke as well. There's Floa. Buljan, Yugoslav international for Hamburg, was signed at the beginning of this present season, as was Kevin Keegan. Only a couple of weeks ago, actually, Cologne had a 5-point lead in the league. As I was saying earlier, though, this has now been cut down to just 2 points. Magath, Reimann. On average, the Hamburg players, that's Peter Nogley, by the way, with that pass there, the Hamburg captain. On average, the Hamburg players, especially in defence, are a lot taller than the Cologne players. And of course, keeping your balance on a surface like this for tall men is very difficult indeed. Van Gool, the goal scorer. Neumann. Floa. There's Neumann, a chance here. Oh! Herbert Neumann there. I would have thought he would have been better off to have had a go himself instead of trying to flick it down to Dieter Müller. But no Hamburg. Neumann. Really in control for Cologne at present in midfield. It's a foul on Dieter Müller. The Cologne centre-forward, together with Gerd Müller, of course, of Bayern Munich, the leading goal scorer in the West German National League so far this season. They've each got 19 goals to their credit. And good save there by Rudi Kargas, member of the West German international squad. Falkert, also West German international left winger. George Falkert again. Peter Nogley. Magath now. Oh, what a good chance here for Reimann. Is it there? No, it's into the side netting. Willy Reimann there, almost getting the equaliser. There's the pass from Magath. Reimann beating his man and beating Schumacher on the turn, but then slips on the surface and couldn't pull the ball back quite enough. Özcan, naturally enough, looking disappointed about that. So, goal kick for Cologne. Gunter Netzer looking very apprehensive. Rip with the throw-in. There's Reimann, who had that great chance. But there goes the whistle. Meimering picks the ball up. The whistler's gone for half-time. You can see Mr. Lind there with his hair covered in snow. With the score, FC Cologne 1, deservedly so, Hamburg SV 0. And it's Hamburg who kick off at the start of the second half. And as you can see, Cologne have obviously been thinking of those people who are watching this game on black and white sets, because they've got their players to change from their dark shorts into white shorts. So now it's a lot easier for the viewers with black and white sets to distinguish the players. Cologne now playing from right to left, but Hamburg with the ball. Well, they were with the ball anyway, but that was a bad pass. And Cologne now on the attack with Dieter Müller. Van Gool, very strong in the first half, Roger Van Gool. Corner for Cologne. By the way, Presteen, the number 11 of Cologne, has gone off. He was injured, has had to go off, and there you can see number 15. That's the Japanese international left winger, Okudera. I can't pronounce his first name, I'm sorry. And Kagas. So Okudera, number 15, has come on for Cologne in the left wing position in place of Presteen, who's gone off injured. Buljan. Sancic, number 7. Like so many of these Hamburg players, these powerful Hamburg players, having difficulty keeping his footing on this surface. Ryman. Kaltz. Ryman again, who had that great chance just before half-time. Neumann. Oh, it was a nice little touch. Neumann again. He tries one. Good shot, but straight into the arms of Rudi Kagas. And as you could see there, the snow still coming down here in the Cologne Mungersdorf Stadium. No let up at all. Good run here by Ferdy Keller. But Knopka's back there, and so is Schumacher, the goalkeeper. Number 8 there, Ferdy Keller. Scored many a valuable goal for Hamburg, and Hamburg could certainly do with one now because they're a goal down at present. That goal scored by Cologne's Belgian international, Roger van Gool, in the 8th minute. Neumann. And Flohr. And there you can see again how these two work so well together. Herbert Neumann and Heinz Flohr. Okudera. And again, the Japanese this time having so much difficulty keeping his footing. Goal kick for Hamburg. Manfred Kaltz. Cologne really on top. Flohr being challenged by Buljan. Buljan putting the ball out of play for a throw-in. Flohr himself is going to take it. He's got a very long throw-in, and he's going to use it. There you can see Herbert Zimmermann. Dieter Müller. Knopka, a little chip. Neumann. Oh, it's a goal! Herbert Neumann has got number 2. And you can see how delighted the Cologne players are, naturally enough. The little chip there bounces off Magath. Comes to Herbert Neumann, first time on the volley. Rudi Kagas couldn't get down quick enough. Into the back of the net it goes, and there you can see 2-0 for FC Cologne. And still then his Weissweiler's not smiling. Cheers there from the home fans for Herbert Neumann. Hamburg to restart this game. And here come Cologne again. Van Gool, the scorer of the first goal, Neumann the second. That's Gerber, number 5, by the way, the Cologne sweeper. The Cologne defence, though, haven't had all that much to do in this game so far. Flohr. Herbert Zimmermann. Here's Okudera. Being challenged by Buljan. Magath pushing it square. Falcon, a good tackle by Konopka. And Fangol. There's Konopka again. Neumann, Konopka. Fangol. Dieter Müller. Oh, good effort there by Dieter Müller. Good save as well by Rudi Kargas. There's Dieter Müller from well outside the box. And Kargas tipping it over the bar. It's really amazing that the players are able to produce the kind of football that they're producing on this surface. It really is treacherous. Neumann with the corner. Oh, against the bar! Dieter Müller with that header against the bar. There's the corner. There's Müller completely unmarked. I can't understand that. Where was Peter Nogli, the Hamburg captain? Dieter Müller actually has been out of luck and off target in the last couple of months. He's only got one goal in the last 2 months. He almost got another one there, though. But still, when things aren't going right for you, that's the kind of luck you get. Magath. And then you've just got to keep pegging away and hope for the best. Hoping that things will come right sooner or later. But I'm sure at the moment Koln are not too worried because they're leading by 2-0. Fangol and Herbert Neumann the scorers. And here comes Gerber for Koln. Fangol to Herbert Neumann. Play on, says the linesman. The ball skidding off the outside of Herbert Neumann's boot. Goal kick for Hamburg. The free kick. Magath. There's Magath again. He's trying hard for Hamburg in midfield. Keller gets it into the middle, but there's nobody there except Schumacher. Zimmerman now. Okadera's going down the left and gets the ball. He's got plenty of time as well. There's the cross. Oh, right across the face of the Hamburg goal. Flohr. Flohr tries one. There's Rudi Kargas, who's certainly had his hands full so far this afternoon. The throw in to Fangol. There's Flohr at the far post, and it's there! Heinz Flohr has scored. That's number 3. What a great goal that was. There's a little chip into the middle. Flohr watching the ball coming over the heads of everyone at that far post. Hammering the ball into the back of the net. There it is. 3-0 for Koln now. And Hamburg are really in trouble. And the cheers there for Heinz Flohr. Well, it's always difficult to pull back a goal or even a couple of goals. But to pull back 3 goals in conditions like these are almost impossible. And away comes Flohr again. There's the cross. Fangol. Dieter Müller. This time he's beaten by Nogli. Zimmerman tries to get into the act. The goal-scoring act, that is. Ferdy Keller. Magath. Whistle's gone. 3-0 for FC Cologne. There's still a long way to go, but I have the feeling they're pretty safe now. Especially the way they're playing with Flower and Neumann. Beautiful little back heel from Flower there. And then the pass to Flower again. Flower and Neumann. Oh, look at that back pass to Konopka. Cologne players really turning it on now. And getting all the applause, deserving all the applause they're getting, rather.
Achtung für die Presse, dieses Spiel sehen 22.000 Zuschauer.
Well, we just got the official attendance figure, 22,000. That is 22,000 who've paid. Oh, it's a goal again! Strack. The big, tall Cologne centre-back had moved upfield for that corner, as he does so often. Here's Flo with the in-swinger. And up goes Strack above everybody else, right into the corner of the net. And now it's 4-0, and that surely must be that. And just listen to those fans shouting Zugabe, which means let's have some more. And I think, believe it or not, that Hennes Weisweiler, the Cologne trainer, had anyway a semblance of a grin on his face, or a smile anyway, but certainly Gunter Netzer hasn't. He's naturally enough looking very depressed. His side are 4-0 down. Let's rip up there. And Keller. Oh, now Hamburg has scored. Volkert, the goal scorer. Well, could Hamburg be getting back into this game? There's certainly plenty of time. Volkert, first time with his right foot into that corner of the net, giving Schumacher no chance at all. (4-1) the score, but Cologne still with a 3-goal lead, of course. But anything's possible in football. Sacic. Last season, in fact, Hamburg with 3 goals down in Cologne at half-time, but then came back to gain a 3-all draw. Can they do the same today? It would certainly be a sensation if they did. Roland Gerber there. Look of anguish on his face. Sacic. Bullion inside to Nogli. Sacic again. And Tony Schumacher. Ferdy Keller actually went underneath him. Roland Gerber looking like the abominable snowman. Hope he doesn't take that seriously. And that electronic scoreboard looking very full, and one of the Hamburg substitutes, that Bertel, warming up. So Bertel coming on, it looks like it anyway. But here come Cologne again. No, they stopped this time. Memering. Sacic. Nobody there. Gerber all the way back to Tony Schumacher. Ripped. Beating Van Gool this time. There's not many times he's done that during the game. Ball still in play. There's Rip. Buljan. Sacic. Koln, though, marking very tightly, making few mistakes. Ferdy Keller. Too many Koln defenders there. Magat. Magat being challenged by Geber, but gets his cross in on the roof of the netting. And look at that snow coming down all the time, relentlessly. Away goes Herbert Neumann. I can't really understand Hamburg because they haven't put a man on Herbert Neumann. He's really dictated play for Koln. And it was so obvious in the first half, Floor now, that he was pulling the strings together with Floor. Van Gogh, and there's number 5. Roger Van Gogh gets his second goal of the game and Koln's 5th. Well, it's really all happening here now. We only had one in the first half, but the players, especially the Koln players, are making up for it in the second half. 5-1 for FC Koln, and look at those delighted Koln fans.
Tor für den ersten FC Köln, neuer Spielstand 5:1 auf Vorlage von Müller, war Van Gogh der Torschütze.
Confirmation there, Roger Van Gogh, the goal scorer. The pass coming from Dieter Müller. And number 15 there is Arno Steffenhagen. Steffenhagen is coming on. And also Bertel, number 14, is coming on. There's Bertel. And so Hamburg have brought on their 2 substitutes. I think it's a bit late, actually. But still, Steffenhagen, number 15, has come on for Sacic. There's Klaus Sacic, by the way, just walking away. And Bertel, number 14, has come on for Willi Reimann, number 9. Bertel going into the tackle there, but Magat coming away with the ball. So Hamburg have now used up both their substitutes. There's one of them, Arno Steffenhagen. Koln have used 1 substitute. That's Okudera for Presteen. Floor. Neumann. And Koln not letting up at all. You'd think they'd hang back and relax with a 4-goal lead. Oh, and Kravitz. That was Kohlmann.
Zweifacher Wechsel beim Hamburger Sportverein. Ausgeschieden sind mit der Nummer 7 Chatschik und mit der Nummer 9 Reimann. Neu im Spiel sind mit der Nummer 14 Bertel und mit der Nummer 15 Steffenhagen.
The stadium announcer there just saying that Hamburg have brought on those 2 substitutes. There's Strack, the scorer of Koln's 4th goal. If they score many more, I'll start losing count. They're winning by 5-1 at the moment. There it is, 5-1 for Koln. Magat, I think, getting a little bit upset there. Winning a free kick. And you can see all the Hamburg players wearing dark tights. And Schumacher punching clear. Tony Schumacher, the Cologne goalkeeper, who's been in tremendous form in recent weeks. Floor. Van Gogh. Chance here. And right across the face of the goal. Dieter Müller that was. Koln really winning almost every ball now. Herbert Neumann. Strack. Strack has got one goal. He obviously wants another one. Dieter Müller was calling for the ball there in the middle, saying that that cross was too high. Gave the Hamburg defenders time to get underneath it. Floor. Van goal. Well, that was a bad one from the little Belgian. Oh, and warming up there for Cologne is number 13, that's Heinz Zimmert, the veteran in the Cologne side. He lost his place a month or so ago to Bernd Kollmann. But he's obviously coming on now. I think actually Kollmann is limping a little bit. Oh, chance there, what a save by Schumacher. Tony Schumacher. He hasn't been letting much past him this season. There's Hennes Weisweiler. Going to bring on the substitute. And say, come on, boys. Weiter, which means keep on going as you were going. Let's have some more goals. Hennes Weisweiler, the Cologne trainer, a man who's never satisfied. His side are leading 5-1 and he's still not happy. Applause there, by the way, for Bernd Kollmann, who's coming off. Holding his thigh, by the way, and limping a little. Must have twinged a muscle. And as I was saying earlier, Heinz Zimmert, number 13, has now gone on. Herbert Zimmermann. There's Zimmert. Very experienced player. Herbert Zimmermann. Oh, and Dieter Müller missing the ball altogether there. And there's Okudera. Ferdy Keller. Chance here, and Schumacher and Heinz Zimmert back there. Well, Hamburg certainly not giving up. They're trying desperately hard to get back into this game. Something which isn't easy when you're 5-1 down. Schumacher again, making no mistake at that near post. Okudera. Dieter Müller. Roland Gerber. Chance here. Dieter Müller's shot blocked. Back to Kargas. Again, Dieter Müller out of luck today. It's not often that Cologne score 5 goals and he hasn't got one of them. Manny Kautz. Hamburg with a very experienced back four, very strong back four, tall and powerful. But in these conditions today, too tall. Under pressure, unable to keep the balance. Rip. Folkert. Magath and Schumacher. Bullion was coming in there. Heinz Flohr, who with Herbert Neumann has really dictated play in midfield for Cologne. Bullion. Horst Bertel and Stefan Hagen, the 2 substitutes. And again, even for a a good runner and a good ball player like Steffenhagen. You saw there how difficult it is to keep your footing on this surface. Herbert Neumann. Whistle's gone. There's a foul by Zimmert. Magat into the wall. Bullion. Bertel. Goal kick for Cologne. Tony Schumacher, who's had so little to do. No, it's a corner. It must have... the ball must have been deflected by one of the Cologne defenders. I didn't see it, but the referee did, and that's what counts. An in-swinger again. Schumacher. And Cologne on the break. Okudera. Into the middle. Oh, and right across the face of that goal again. Again, it was Dieter Müller who couldn't get a boot to the ball. There's Müller. Van Goal. Zimmer tries one. And Kargas. Rudi Kargas, the Hamburg goalkeeper, who's really had no chance at all with any of the Cologne goals. Especially on a surface like this. Flower.
Achtung für einen Hinweis für die Zuschauer in den Oberrängen Ost und West. Wir bitten Sie, beim Verlassen des Stadions besonders vorsichtig zu sein. Einige Treppenabgänge sind sehr glatt, obwohl Mitarbeiter des Sport- und Bäderamtes versuchen, dort zu streuen. Bitte,
Herbert Neumann.
Zuschauer in den Oberrängen.
And by the way, the stadium announcer telling the fans in the stadium that the steps out of the stadium, especially from the stands, the top of the stands, are very slippery indeed. So they'd better be careful. Well, it's very slippery on the pitch as well, as you've been able to see during this game. Bullion. Bullion, the Yugoslav international, trying hard. But effort is not enough today. Oh, I think that ball was out of play. Yes, it was. Oh, Weisweiler smiled there. He actually had a good wide grin. He must have been told a joke, I think. Okudera, the left wing and the right wing position. Kargas, what a save! The Cologne really dominating this game. That was Konopka. There's a shot. Well, I think it was supposed to be a cross, actually. Kargas, Rudi Kargas, diving off his line, punching it clear. Meimering. Oh, that was a foul. And Keller is being shown the yellow card, having his name taken by the referee. Mr. Lenz saying, do it again and you'll be off. So Keller goes into the book. But actually, considering the conditions and how difficult it is for the players, this has been an extremely fair game. That was the first real sort of deliberate or nasty foul. And of course, in conditions like this, so much can happen. Bettel. That's Rip. There's the high cross. And there's Schumacher. Strack was in the way, but he went over the top of him. Got his fist to the ball. And Cologne really still dominating play. Hamburg seldom look like breaking down this Cologne defence. They've done it once through Falkert, but that's the only time. Strack now. Flower. There's Van Gogh. And there was Strack. And I thought for a second that shot from Dieter Müller was in the net. He's smiling now. Flower helping him up. They can afford to smile, of course. They're leading by 5-1. I don't think there's any way now that Hamburg are going to get back into this game. Yeah, but Neumann, who's everywhere today. And Tony Schumacher getting in the act. It wasn't a good pass though, Tony. Magath. And Schumacher's back there. He's enjoying himself as well. He can afford to. In fact, all the Cologne players can afford to when they're leading by 5-1 and dominating play as they're doing at present. Floor, what a good ball. There's Konopka on the overlap again. Out to corner. It was Magath, couldn't keep the ball under control. Spun away from him on this slippery surface. And it really hasn't stopped snowing the whole game. Oh, what a good header there, and what a good save as well. Dieter Müller and Nogli there. Cologne almost getting number 6. And Cologne really haven't let up the whole game. Even when they were leading by 3 or 4 goals, they've still kept pushing forward all the time. Stefan Hagen. Offside. Linesman right up with play. Herbert Zimmermann. Whistle's gone again. As Okudera, was he offside? I think he must have been. But Cologne come again. Here's Konopka. He tries one, and it's there! Harold Konopka has scored! Well, I said right at the beginning that the players would try long shots today. And Konopka tries one from all of about 25 meters, which gives Rudi Kargas no chance at all again. The ball skidding through, gaining pace, gaining momentum as it hits this very icy surface. Rudi Kargas again couldn't get down quick enough. Into the corner of the net the ball went to make it 6-1. 6-1 for FC Cologne. And that scoreline tells the story. Konopka, 1 minute from the end, as you can see. Getting Cologne 6 goals. And it seems as if Cologne are still not satisfied. They only got 1 in the first half, and look at poor old Günter Netzer, the new Hamburg general manager. As I was saying, Cologne only got 1 in the first half, but they got 5 in this half. Hamburg got 1, making the score 6-1 for the league leaders. And of course, whatever happens with Mönchengladbach and whatever happens with Hertha Berlin, Cologne will stay at the top of the table, 2 points clear, at least 2 points clear of their nearest rivals. And there's Özcan, our coach Özcan, the Turkish trainer of Hamburg. Was that the final whistle? No, it wasn't. It's a free kick for Cologne. Özcan has certainly got a lot of hard work in front of him, because Hamburg are really off form this season. Up go the heads again. And Kargas! That was almost number 7. Yuri Kargas, who really hasn't had any chance at all with those shots. On the one header from Strack. The stadium announcer saying once again that it's very slippery, as if anybody needed reminding. Hamburg in the dying seconds of this game. In fact, it is all over. That was the final whistle, and so FC Cologne have defeated Hamburg SV by 6-1. Soccer Made in Germany was provided to public television by the German Educational Television Network. Final whistle. The Football Bundesliga 1977-78. Goals. What a wonderful feeling. The 1,014 goals scored during the 77-78 season. Bernd Gersdorf from Hertha Berlin only got 8, but he really celebrated every one of them. Some great Bundesliga goals, 1977-78. Rudi Bommer, Fortuna Düsseldorf. Manfred Kautz, Hamburg SV. Jürgen Röber, Werder Bremen. Manfred Borgsmüller, Borussia Dortmund. Klaus Fischer, FC Schalke. Roger van Gogh, FC Cologne. Gerd Seber, Fortuna Düsseldorf. Harold Konopka, FC Cologne. Hansi Müller, Stuttgart. Ronny Worm, Duisburg. Once again, Gerd Seber, Düsseldorf. Rolf Blau, Hamburg St. Pauli. Rainer Bonhoff, Borussia Mönchengladbach. And once again, Hansi Müller from Stuttgart. But perhaps the most brilliant goal of the season was scored by Jürgen Christensen from Hertha Berlin. His brilliant individual effort once again in slow motion. The game. The Cologne Müngersdorf Stadium at 3:30 in the afternoon on the 25th of February 1978. A capacity crowd of 61,000 made their way through the turnstiles for what was to be the decider in the German Championship. League leaders FC Cologne in the light strip against reigning champions Borussia Mönchengladbach. On the 27th day of play in the Bundesliga, the West German National League, this game was the most important of the season for both teams. Before the match, Cologne had a 4-point lead over Mönchengladbach. So a victory by the home side would have virtually decided the title race, because Mönchengladbach were the only serious rivals for FC Cologne. All other teams were at least 8 points or more behind the leaders. Naturally, with so much at stake, neither side was prepared to take any risks. And consequently, in the early stages of the match, safety first was the order of the day. During the past 10 years or so, the matches between Cologne and Mönchengladbach have nearly always been tremendously exciting. In the previous season, Borussia won both games 3-1 and 3-0. But earlier this season, Cologne won in Mönchengladbach by 5-2. Cologne had the first real chance of the game through their Belgian international winger, Roger van Gool. Van Gool was transferred from FC Bruges to Cologne in 1976 for 1 million marks. As you can see, his shot hit the outside of the post. Shortly before the interval, Borussia Mönchengladbach took the lead. Just watch in slow motion how Danish international Allan Simonsen brilliantly outwits the Cologne goalkeeper Harald Schumacher. Shortly after the break, Mönchengladbach had a great chance to go 2-0 up through their West German international Rainer Bonhoff, who, for about an hour, was the game's most outstanding player. During the 1978-79 season, Bonhoff is playing for the leading Spanish club FC Valencia. But in the closing stages of this game, it was all one team, FC Cologne. Cologne's international centre-forward Dieter Müller was unlucky in this match and failed to score. Yes, Cologne against Mönchengladbach. A Bundesliga game unlike any other. Out on the pitch were no less than 16 internationals from 4 different countries. Four minutes from the end, Cologne were rewarded for their all-out offensive. After a pass from Wilmer, the Cologne captain Heinz Flohr gets the equaliser. Goalkeeper Wolfgang Kleff had no chance at all with this shot. Cologne won, Mönchengladbach won. As it turned out, this goal by Heinz Flohr was the one which earned Cologne the league championship. From 1 to 18. For the first time in the history of the Bundesliga, the league championship was decided by goal difference. Cologne plus 45, Mönchengladbach plus 42. But in fact, up until the last day of play, Cologne had a 10-goal advantage over Borussia. In their last match, Mönchengladbach beat Dortmund by the sensational score of 12-0, but it still wasn't enough. FC Cologne, league leaders since the 13th day of play, won away to Hamburg St. Pauli by 5-0, and captain Heinz Flohr scored 2 of those goals. Cologne's performance was crowned with a brilliant 5th and final goal from their Japanese international outside left, Yasuhiko Okudera. Following their victory in the cup final, this meant the double for Cologne and their 3rd National League championship. Together with Mönchengladbach, Hertha Berlin, Stuttgart and Duisburg will represent West Germany in the UEFA Cup competition. Fortuna Düsseldorf, as losing cup finalists, will play in the European Cup Winners' Cup competition, as FC Cologne will be in the European Champions Cup competition. There's no doubt that Stuttgart caused a sensation by finishing fourth. They only gained promotion to the National League in 1977, but finished the season with the best home record. Even FC Cologne suffered a 3-0 defeat in the Stuttgart Neckar Stadium. Yes, Stuttgart were a pleasant surprise, but 5 other clubs were very disappointing. Frankfurt, Schalke, Hamburg SV, Bayern Munich and Brunswick all failed to reach their targets. In fact, Bayern Munich, 3 times winners of the European Champions Cup, were only 4 places away from the relegation zone. The reaction of the fans was natural. More often than not, the Munich Olympic Stadium was half empty. The great Franz Beckenbauer was transferred to the Cosmos of New York for 7 million marks, and Bayern searched in vain for a new sweeper, a new libero.
This is Franz Beckenbauer of the New York Cosmos. Soccer is the fastest growing sport in the United States, and players and fans, both young and old, do not miss soccer made in Germany. Every week on this public television station, I played for years in the West German Bundesliga and in the West German national team.
12th place for Bayern was a disaster. 14th place for Bochum was almost a success. No other team had as much bad luck with injuries as Bochum. Bochum had a terrible start to the season. On the first day of play, their striker, Jupp Katzor, one of the most successful in the Bundesliga, collided with the Mönchengladbach goalkeeper Kneipp. Katzor broke his leg and was out for the rest of the season. Bochum's trainer, Heinz Höhr, wanted to resign. But then Jochen Abel arrived. He scored 15 goals in 21 games and saved Bochum from relegation. Werder Bremen also just avoided relegation. Thanks in no small way to ex-international Horst-Dieter Höttges. Höttges and trainer Rudi Assauer were given a great reception by the fans. Munich 1860, Saarbrücken and Hamburg St. Pauli were relegated. Munich 1860 got off to a great start, but finished on a depressing note. Star defender Jimmy Hartwig has now been transferred to Hamburg SV. The fans. For the first time in the 15-year history of the Bundesliga, a total of more than 8 million fans made their way through the turnstiles. To be exact, the 306 National League games were watched by 8,043,000 fans. Another record. Stuttgart's 17 home games in the Neckar Stadium were watched by a total of 918,000 fans. But the best crowd of the season turned up to see Hertha Berlin play FC Cologne on the 4th of March 1978. No fewer than 80,000 fans made their way into the Berlin Olympic Stadium. Curiosities. The 1977-78 season was only 70 minutes old when a unique incident occurred. The referee, Mr. Borgers, pushed the Brunswick player, Rainer Hollmann, who fell over and had to be carried off the pitch. But the referees themselves were in the wars. For example, Mr. Olmsen broke his hand, and another referee collapsed. The television reporters also had their problems. The Hungarian Julia Laurent, trainer of Bayern Munich, was fed up with our reporter and cameraman and decided to solve the problem himself. Sound interference à la Laurent. The players also provided a few curiosities. As you can see in slow motion, Bernd Gersdorf from Hertha Berlin mistook his own goal for that of the opposition. Tuna Hansen, Hamburg St. Pauli's Danish international, had no qualms about putting the ball into his own net. Schalke's international Hannes Bongas also put the ball into the wrong net in his team's game away to Bayern Munich. Saarbrücken's goalkeeper Dieter Ferner gave a special exhibition of how one should punch the ball into his own net. And Paul Holtz from Bochum gave a perfect demonstration of just how easy it is to miss a simple chance. Goalkeepers. Duck hunting. Something which Bayern Munich's goalkeeper Sepp Maier didn't have much time for during the 1977-78 season, because during this season he had to pick the ball up out of the net on no less than 64 occasions. But in spite of this, Sepp Maier, who's played in almost 450 National League games for Bayern Munich, is still the #1 goalkeeper in West Germany. Now that Bertie Vogts has finished his international career, Sepp Maier is also the captain of the West German national team. Rudi Kargas from Hamburg SV. Many people regard the 25-year-old keeper as Sepp Maier's likely successor in the national team. He was certainly one of the leading players in the Hamburg side during the 1977-78 season, and was also a member of the West German national squad at the World Championships in Argentina. One of the best and also one of the most reliable goalkeepers in the Bundesliga is now Dieter Bordensky from Werder Bremen. It was thanks to his brilliant performances that the club managed to avoid relegation. He's a fine all-round goalkeeper, and his reflexes on the line are sometimes amazing. Another first-class goalkeeper is ex-international Norbert Nigbauer from Hertha Berlin. During the 1977-78 season, one goalkeeper had to take a back seat. Following Mönchengladbach's 5-2 home defeat against FC Cologne, Wolfgang Kneip has had to take his place on the substitutes bench. Wolfgang Kleff has regained his first-team place, and it was thanks to him that the Mönchengladbach defence looked a lot safer during the second half of the season. Wolfgang Kleff, by the way, has played 6 times for West Germany. Jörg Daniel from Fortuna Düsseldorf certainly had a rapid rise to fame. He was, without a doubt, the goalkeeping discovery of the 77-78 season. In 34 National League games, he conceded just 36 goals, fewer than any other National League keeper. But perhaps the goalkeeper most forwards fear, especially when it comes to taking penalties, is Swedish international Ronnie Hellström from Kaiserslautern. He has a better record of saving penalties than any other goalkeeper in the Bundesliga, and some of his saves on the line have to be seen to be believed. He is undoubtedly one of the most valuable players in the Kaiserslautern team, and was also one of Sweden's leading players at the World Championships in Argentina. Every month, the West German television company, the ARD, hold a Goal of the Month competition, and at the end of the year, they show these goals and also show you what they think is the goal of the year as well. And in a few moments, we'll be joining my colleague in the studio, Hans Huberti. There he is, introducing the goal scorer of the year, Klaus Fischer. We're going to be showing you his goals. He was voted goal scorer of the month twice, and one of them was voted goal of the year. He's been given a gold medal for receiving, or for being voted the goal scorer of the year for the second time, by the way. 1977 goal of the year from Klaus Fischer. But here are the goals of the months. January 77, as you can see, Manfred Borgsmüller playing for Borussia Dortmund against Karlsruhe. And look at that header. He was going the wrong way, flicked it round. Beautiful. There's the cross. Watch that again. Going back, but still getting in the header. Goal of the month. February now. And this is Lawrence Hilkes playing for the second division team Fürth against Hamburg. Another brilliant goal. Look at that header there from Lawrence Hilkes. March. Rainer Bonhoff, we all know him. And what a shot that is. Interesting, by the way, that was against Brunswick in Mönchengladbach last year, March 77. All of 30 meters. Just watch this tremendous shot. The goal of the month, March 77. Rainer Bonhoff, Franke, no chance. April, again Borussia Mönchengladbach, Jürgen Wittkamp. There's Wittkamp. Appeal for handball by Simonsen. The ball comes back in, and there's Wittkamp playing for Borussia Mönchengladbach against Dynamo Kiev in the semi-final of the European Cup. The shot from Wittkamp blocked there. Comes out to the wing. The Mönchengladbach players appealing for handball, but then suddenly the ball comes back in from Wimmer. And there's Wittkamp with the diving header. That was April. And now May. Courtyara playing for Duisburg. And look at that overhead kick. Incredible. Courtyara, Austrian international, took the pass from Ronnie Worm in the West German National League game against Saarbrücken. There's Worm. Really an amazing goal there by Courtyara. This is June 77, Mexico versus West Germany. And the diving header by Klaus Fischer in the pouring rain, which earned Germany a 2-2 draw against the Mexicans. There's the cross, and there's Klaus Fischer. Beautiful diving header. July 77, Jan Højlund Nielsen playing for Munich 1860 against Bielefeld. Look at that. Tremendous shot from about 25 metres right into the corner of the net. August 77, Carlos Babington, the Argentinian international, with a tremendous left-footed shot, playing for second division Wattenscheid against Fortuna Cologne. And what a hammer that was. Here it is again, Carlos Babington. We all know who that is, don't we? Alan Simonsen, and there he goes. Picks up the ball halfway inside his own half. Playing for Borussia Mönchengladbach in the European Cup against Vasas Budapest of Hungary. And look at that shot. Incredible goal there by Simonsen. European Footballer of the Year, 1977. There he is again. And he did it again in October. Alan Simonsen, there he is. Beautiful 1-2 with Heinkes. And just watch how he beats Franke. This, by the way, was also against Brunswick. Mönchengladbach must like playing against them. Naturally, he's delighted. Very folk started it. There's Simonsen. Wimmer, Simonsen again to Heinkes, the 1-2. Incredible goal. Franke, no chance at all. Goal number 11. November 77, the goal of the year. Abramczyk for Germany against Switzerland. Klaus Fischer with that overhead kick. Incredible goal. That's the goal of the year. Scored by Klaus Fischer for Germany against Switzerland. His Schalke teammate Abramczyk with the cross. Schalke centre forward Klaus Fischer with his back to the goal for West Germany. Really incredible. And there is Klaus Fischer, and if you want his autograph, write to Bergmannstrasse 158A 4650 Gelsenkirchen in West Germany. Trainers. The trainer's bench. It looks pretty safe and secure, doesn't it? But sometimes it's a real hot seat. Still, the men who sit on it always have plenty to say. Detmar Kramer. Hennes Weisweiler. Heinz Herr. Jürgen Zundermann. Rudi Gutendorf. Heinz Herr again. Kuno Klötzer.
Soll ruhig bleiben da.
And Akot Uchan. But in the 1978-79 season, his job with Hamburg SV has been taken over by the Yugoslav Branko Cebec. Still, the man who's really in charge in Hamburg is Günter Netzer. Once a world-class player in his own right, today Hamburg's manager. FC Schalke also have a new trainer during the new season. First of all, Friedel Rausch was the coach during the 77-78 season, and then his place was taken by Uli Maslow. Now the man in charge is the Yugoslav trainer Ivica Horvat. Surprises. During the 77-78 season, Hamburg St. Pauli gained only one away victory, and that, believe it or not, was against local rivals Hamburg SV. 50,000 fans in the Hamburg Volkspark Stadium couldn't believe it when Franz Gerber gave St. Pauli the lead in the 30th minute. The man who was marking Gerber, Hamburg's international defender Peter Nogli, said before the game that St. Pauli didn't stand a chance. But then, 2 minutes from the end, Wolfgang Kulka made it 2-0 to provide a real sensation. Hamburg SV, ex-winners of the European Cup Winners' Cup, were beaten. There was also a sensational result in the match between ex-world and European champions Bayern Munich and local rivals Munich 1860. At first, everything went according to plan. 1-0 for Bayern through Rummenigge, although trainer Detmar Kramer doesn't look too happy. And shortly after the interval, he had even less reason to look happy when Peter Scheller got the equaliser for 1860. Five minutes from the end, Kohlhaufel made it 2-1 for 1860, and seconds before the final whistle, it was Scheller again who got the third goal for the underdogs, who were really cheered by the capacity crowd. 6 weeks previous to this, the fans in the Olympic Stadium had been cheering on Bayern Munich as they took Schalke apart to the tune of 7-1. This victory was even more remarkable because after only 30 minutes, the Bayern defender, Sepp Weiss, was sent off. And so it was 10 Bayern players against 11 from Schalke. But it seemed the opposite. Bayern were in control throughout. Just watch their fifth goal, scored by the greatest of all strikers, Gerd Müller. On the 13th day of play, Brunswick conceded their highest ever home defeat. They were beaten by Borussia Mönchengladbach and especially by the great little Dane Alan Simonsen. Look at this first goal in the second minute. In the 34th minute, goal number 2. And in the 43rd minute, the icing on the cake. Following a lovely 1-2 with Heinkes, Alan Simonsen makes it 3-0, a hat-trick which you don't see every day. Eintracht Frankfurt also suffered a severe home defeat. In the Frankfurt Waldstadium, the home side were given a demonstration on how to score goals by Hertha Berlin's Danish strike forward Jürgen Christensen. The final score was 5-0 for Hertha Berlin, who at the end of the season finished third behind FC Cologne and Borussia Mönchengladbach. Personalities. Paul Breitner. The ex-West German international was transferred from Real Madrid to Brunswick for about 1.6 million marks. He has now returned to the club where it all started for him, to Bayern Munich. Kevin Keegan. This world-class player is the first English footballer to play in the Bundesliga. Hamburg SV paid Liverpool more than 2 million marks for Kevin Keegan, who is now the star of the Hamburg club. Hansi Müller. He was the real discovery of the 77-78 season. Through his brilliant performances, the 20-year-old midfield player from Stuttgart gained a place in the West German national squad at the World Championships in Argentina. Hansi Müller is not only a creator of goals, he can also score them. Gerd Müller. He twice received the award, the Golden Boot, for being Europe's leading goal scorer. so far, he's been the leading goal scorer in the Bundesliga on no less than 7 occasions. Altogether, Gerd Müller has scored 356 National League goals for Bayern Munich in 13 years. In spite of injuries, he was also the leading goal scorer in Germany during the 77-78 season. Both he and Dieter Müller of FC Cologne scored 24 league goals. Jupp Heynckes. The Mönchengladbach forward is the second most successful Bundesliga goal scorer ever after Gerd Müller. Heynckes, who is now 33 years of age, has scored 222 goals in the National League. During the new season, Heynckes is making just rare appearances for Mönchengladbach. Most of the time, he's acting as official assistant to trainer Udo Lattek. Alan Simonsen. A great honour for the little Dane. In 1977, he was voted Europe's Footballer of the Year. Many top European clubs are interested in signing Simonsen, who's played for his country on 23 occasions. But his contract with Borussia Mönchengladbach runs until the middle of 1979. Klaus Satchik. A scene from days gone by. 18-year-old Klaus Satchik during the first Bundesliga season in 1963-64. First of all, he played for Karlsruhe and then Nuremberg. And now, as the last player from the very first year of the Bundesliga, has just finished his professional career with Hamburg SV. Walter Eschweiler. He's one of the 36 Bundesliga referees, but also one of the 6 West German referees chosen to officiate at an international level. During the 1977-78 season, he was awarded the Golden Whistle for being the best National League referee. West German National League referees haven't got an easy job. During the past season, they pointed to the penalty spot on 102 occasions. The referees also had a new record during the past season. In the game between Frankfurt and Dortmund, the man in the middle, Mr. Glasneck, showed the yellow card on no less than 7 occasions. During the past season, 11 players were sent off the pitch. And there could have been a few more sendings off. Harold Schumacher, the goalkeeper of FC Cologne, was extremely lucky to be shown only the yellow card after having a go at Kaiserslautern's international striker Klaus Toppmöller. A referee's job is certainly not easy. Is it a goal or isn't it? Well, the referee decided it wasn't. But in slow motion, we can see that the ball, in this game between Schalke and Brunswick, actually did cross the line. The referee also has to try and keep an eye open for players having a go at each other behind the scenes. In this case, Yasuhiko Okudera and Hannes Riedel. Things really get tough when players go mad, as Jochen Abel of Bochum did in the game against Schalke. He really lost his nerve when the referee, Mr. Suchanka, made a bad decision. After looking at this television recording, the German Football Federation suspended Abel. Fortunately, such scenes don't happen often. Naturally, the television cameras couldn't be present at all the matches during the past season. For example, they missed Kolon's 7-2 victory against Werder Bremen. The man who was really upset about this was Kolon's international centre-forward Dieter Müller, because he gave a tremendous performance and scored 6 of Kolon's 7 goals. There was also something worth watching, although of a very different kind, in the game between Bremen and Schalke. At half-time, there was still no score, and although the fans didn't have all that much to cheer about, they could at least see what was happening. But then, after the interval, out went the floodlights. It took 30 minutes for the engineers to get everything back to normal. And then it was Bremen who saw the light, because they won in the end by 2-0. The 83rd minute in the game between Brunswick and Hamburg St. Pauli. The St. Pauli goalkeeper Runio has just saved a shot from one of the Brunswick forwards. But Runio believes the referee is indicating a goal. So he grabs the ball under his arm and charges after the referee. However, the referee says that he didn't whistle up, and he didn't make any sign at all. But now he's going to award an indirect free kick against Runio for taking too many steps with the ball. The motto of which must be, never leap before you look. But seriously, the forming of the Bundesliga helped to make the West German national team one of the best in the world. World Championship runners-up in '66, third in 1970, European champions in '72, World champions '74, and European Championship runners-up in '76. Ex-West German national team trainer Helmut Schön.
I think I can say, without a doubt, that our West German national team would never have been so successful if the Bundesliga hadn't been founded. Naturally, mistakes were made in the early stages, and mistakes are still being made. But it's impossible to achieve perfection in 15 years, when, for example, the English have been attempting this for almost 100 years. But there's no doubt that we're on the right road. The results of the West German national team and the results of West German club teams in European competitions prove this. We've all benefited from the fact that professional football was introduced into Germany. And I think it's safe to say that the Bundesliga, with its 18 clubs, is now one of the strongest leagues in the world.
Bundesliga mit 18 sehr starken Clubmannschaften geschaffen worden ist.
And the world is certainly interested in the Bundesliga, right from the first day of play to the 34th and last day of play. Wherever the teams go, they're followed by cameramen and reporters. Television makes it possible for fans in all corners of the globe to see Bundesliga football. And thanks to Transtel, football made in Germany now appears on the screen in 36 countries, in Asia, Africa, North, Central and South America. Transtel's commentators who report on the National League games week in, week out are Ahmed Zamra in Arabic,
وأصبحت النتيجة 2-0. مرة ثانية الإعادة، الضربة الجناحية وصلت لنويمان رقم 10.
Koln again. Myself, Toby Charles, in English, I hope.
There's a goal. What a great goal by Heinz Flohr, the Cologne captain. That makes it 3-0.
Soccer is the world's most popular sport and the fastest growing in the United States. And now you can see German soccer, the best in the world, each week on this PBS station. We bring you 1 hour of highlights of the top teams in the West German League. I'm Toby Charles, and I'm inviting you to join me for fast and exciting action on Soccer Made in Germany. And Andrés Salcedo in Spanish.
Amigos, cordialísimos saludos desde el estadio de la ciudad de Mönchengladbach, el pequeño estadio colmado hasta la bandera, como se dice en términos taurinos, para presenciar este encuentro entre el pentacampeón alemán, el Borussia de Mönchengladbach, a la izquierda de sus imágenes en su tradicional uniforme blanco, y el equipo de la derecha, el Eintracht de la norteña ciudad de Brunswick. Pero ante todo reciban el saludo cordial del productor Ernesto Aramayo, del jefe de los servicios técnicos Christian Peikert y de quien les habla Andrés Salcedo. Una imagen histórica, el pequeñísimo extremo derecho Allan Simonsen, danés, elegido en 1977 el futbolista del año por la publicación France Football, recibe aquí la bota